isn't it doing it?
I don't know.
That's so...
It's okay.
Wait. Oh, is it?
Hey guys.
Hey guys, what's up?
We forgot to introduce ourselves in our last video, so...
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Ofanime.
My name's Lucas.
You can call me Ophi.
I mean, some people called me Luke Skywalker, but that's way overrated.
I've never heard that.
Like, elementary school, everyone was like, Luke
Hey,
Skywalker.
is it elementary? Are we in elementary?
But it still happened before.
Elementary school?
It
Who
still
was
happened
calling
before.
You?
Anyways.
Well then.
Yeah.
Lucas Skywalker here.
I said Luke Skywalker.
I'm sorry, Luke Skywalker.
Anyway. Yeah, you can call me Lucas.
But we wanted to, introduce ourselves and kind of tell you guys a little bit more about us before you start like hearing all these random things and seeing all these random videos.
Yeah.
Wanna go first?
Yeah, sure. Before I do that, I want to introduce a man named Fred. He's the voice in your head, right? For a long time, for me personally, I've been listening to Ted, and he's the man.
Fred.
What did I say?
You said Ted.
Oh, but Fred is the guy that's holding you back from whatever you want to accomplish. It's interesting because for a while you think it's yourself, and it took me a long time to realize until recently. I would say maybe last year, or no, sometime this year, where I said, it was actually you who told me.
Oh yeah.
That voice in your head isn't you. It's an external force.
Yeah, because if it was you, then who's listening?
Yeah. And that's like the main thing that like opened me up to that, like, whoa, it's so true. So I'd say my story as of right now has been confidence and a little bit of self-love, but more honing in on self-confidence, I would say. Sometimes the people around you can solidify what Fred is telling you in your head. So for example, growing up, height for me was salient, meaning a lot of people would point it out. Skin color is another one, my hair, and stuff like that. So those traits for me were salient, and those were things that I absorbed. And I didn't necessarily absorb myself, but I accepted others' versions of me. And that's a very toxic thing to do, because you start to let other people
are saying about you.
Yeah, you let other people define you when you have a voice yourself, and you should be defining who you are. But yeah, with that being said, Fred sucks. Fred sucks. Don't listen to Ted. Don't listen to Fred.
I have a very similar story as well as having Fred be that person who was constantly making judgments and I was listening to it. I also had Sally, and Sally, if Fred is the person who tells you that you can't do something, Sally Sue is the person who tells you you're not enough. And Sally Sue was the biggest voice in my head. And what would happen is that she would manifest in basically what you're saying about Fred, but in other people would say things and her voice would manifest from there. And so sometimes people would think that I was like, cool, Ofanime is awesome. And then other days people would say like, oh, Ophi's not the And so that would really bring me down. And the thing is that not everyone's perception of you is going to be the same across the board.
Yeah, that's very true.
And people might wake up Tuesday morning and not feel you, and that's okay, but your self-validation should not be found in that. We actually came up with 4 different ways to deal with Fred as well as Sally Sue. Number 1 is your validation comes from no one else but yourself. Yeah, that's all I got for that one.
Don't get this misconstrued for like your friends complimenting you. Like, yes, that's nice and they support you and they're your friends, but love should come from yourself first. Like,
right.
The first person you should learn how to love is yourself.
Right. And people's compliments does not equal your self-worth or your self-value, in the very same way that people's critique does not equal your self-worth or your self-value. That all comes from within, just like Lucas said. Number 2 is honesty. So there's a thing where you have to be honest with your insecurities, be honest about your flaws, because you can't conquer a giant that you don't see or that you don't acknowledge.
Right.
So just be honest with who you are, where you are, wherever you are right now. You could be, full of anxiety and going through loss. It's okay. Own that moment. Own where you are, because where you are right now helps you figure out direction for where you need to be.
And once you kind of admit it to yourself, you're like, oh, okay, I'm at this stage. What can I do to get out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind, and this is the third point, keep in mind that this is definitely not a fast process. Like, I didn't wake up one day and was like, okay, I love myself. Like, it's not that way. Through in elementary school to middle school, that's kind of where it built up, but I didn't know, I wasn't aware of Fred and that he was kind of with me wherever I went. And through high school, I would say that amplified, because when everyone goes to high school, that's kind of where you find out who you are through the people you affiliate with. There's a saying that the 5 people that you surround yourself with are a culmination of who you are. It's kind of like a process of self-identity. So you try and figure out who you are and who you aren't.
Absolutely.
With that being said, though, it takes time to form yourself and form who you surround yourself with, because if you're a culmination of who you surround yourself with, you want to surround yourself with the best people.
And also, adding to what Lucas had just said, personal development, like where you want to be also is going to take a lot of time. So no one wakes up in the morning, just like you said, and it's like, I'm this new person, I hope I killed that. You don't wake up and you're like, I'm that new person I thought about yesterday, you know? Like for me, one of the things that I have been dealing with has been my dishonesty. I find that there's anyone who's quick, that's me. But I really wanted to come to a place in my life where I decided that I wanted to be in a place in my life where I was being honest, not just with myself, but with the people around me. And that kind of habit is not something that's formed in 2 seconds. It takes a really long time.
Excuse me.
So it's really important that you're giving yourself the opportunity to grow into the person that you're choosing to be. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. It's a journey. It's not something that, you know, magically happens. It's something you have to constantly work at. I always use the analogy how when you decide that you want to be healthy, it might take you 4 weeks to see your results, and then it takes 8 weeks for other people to see the results that you have been working towards. So if that's for your physical, think about how that is for your mental, spiritual, personal, whatever it is. It's going to take a while for you to see the results, and it's also going to take a while for the people around you to see the results. So make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who care about your process, which brings us to
Point 4, be a champion of your own space.
yes, compassionately remove people who aren't adding value to your life. You know how people say don't burn bridges?
I think it's okay to burn bridges.
Listen, be an arsonist. Like that take a hammer to any building in your life that is blocking you from where you need to be. Like
something that was hard for me to accept is if someone doesn't make you feel comfortable, you can leave.
Yeah, you're not a tree.
Yeah, you can leave. Like, keep that in mind. If you have any friend that makes you feel uncomfortable, if there's any friend that, first of all, puts you down for who you are, or anything along those lines, you can up and leave. Like, yes. Guaranteed it won't be easy.
It'll be probably the hardest thing to do, but
yeah,
it's worth it.
It's a very hard thing to do.
You gotta choose self over the people around you, because the people around you are already choosing themselves. So you have to make the decision to choose yourself. It might come across the wrong way, but it's really necessary, especially if you have a goal that you're trying to achieve. If the people around you aren't rooting for you, if the people around you aren't seeing your growth, you got to find people who do, or, you know, stick it out by yourself.
Don't misconstrue this for being selfish. You can't put your life in other people's hands. Yeah. You have to take that as your own.
Yeah. So it's a lot of responsibility. Understanding what being the champion of your space means not just means taking people out, but it also means like creating the kind of positive atmosphere that you're looking for.
Yeah.
So if you want a life of peace, you got to seek out peace. That means like your vibes need to be peaceful, your actions, your activities. Like, don't say, yeah, I want a drama-free life, and then everything you've ever done after that point is full of drama.
Yeah, you gotta practice what you preach.
Yeah.
You can't just like fake it and then it happens.
Yeah, like take out the drama-filled people, take yourself out from drama-filled situations, and live a peaceful life that you say that you want. Basically, we are not perfect, but these are things that we've been learning together and separately, and they kind of solidify where we are right now in our lives. Like, we are literally practicing the things that we're saying right now, and we're seeing good positive changes.
And we want to like bring that onto you guys as well. So as we said before in our first video, we're all students of life, and we want to
cheat. We want to cheat. This is a game. We want to cheat.
Yeah. Okay.
We're the cheat codes. But yeah, we just wanted to say, like, we're living this with you, and so hopefully any of that was helpful towards you. If not, that's all right. Let us know. If we were wrong in our analysis, let us know too, because at the end of the day, like,
if you have anything to throw in, by all means, the comment section's down there. You can tell us. But yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Follow us on our social media.
And the Realist on
let
Instagram.
us know if there's anything that you would like us to do, talk about. We like suggestions. We might not do all of them, but we like suggestions. So.
What? There are going to be times where we feel like if we need a break, if we have to delve into being a student of life more so than we have been already, we'll take time away from it. Yes. But we're always going to come back and let you guys know what we attained from that experience or what have you.
And one other thing, if you haven't already, find out ways that you can help people in Texas, and also not just Texas, but anyone who's been affected by Hurricane Harvey. We'll link some places, shelters that you could send food or water to, as well as verified places that you can donate money to.
We should come up with a slogan, or like something we say at the end of each video.
Oh.
Yeah, bye guys.
Deuces.